Hi, I'm Kristin Cast.
And I'm Kristin Cast.
And we're the authors of the House of Night series. Zoe's our heroine. Zoe is pretty much a typical teenager, 16, 17, 18. She has to deal with situations that girls in their later high school years have to deal with.
Except on top of all of that, she's becoming a vampire, and she and her friends have to figure out whether or not they're going to be able to survive through 4 years of high school or die. At the end of the last book, Chosen, Zoe is left with her friends not trusting her in a big mess.
In Untamed, our new book, we find out finally why Neferet has taken a turn for evil. And we bring in this big bad who is incredible. And we find out all the backstory about why everything's been happening. Everything has confused the kids about why she's so evil. You find out in Untamed. And it's scary. You were 19 when we started writing the series together. Mm-hmm. Zoe is based on you. But
Zoe took on a life of her own because she became her own character.
We show that it's a process.
Mm-hmm. And there are consequences for things that teenagers do.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Zoe and her friends have to go through so much.
Right.
And even though it's paranormal, we talked at the very beginning that we wanted to deal with true issues.
And of course there are boy lessons. They're always my favorite.
Yeah. Would you say that we agree mostly on character development and characters' lifestyle in the books, or disagree, and how?
For the most part, we agree. We do not agree, however, on who Zoe's boyfriend should be and who she should end up with, because I am very adamant that she should end up with one person, and you are very adamant that she should end up with another.
It's very true.
One of the reasons I really love our vampire mythos is because it's heavily matriarchal, and I believe that young women, especially now, need to be more empowered and need to take charge of their lives and become more independent. So it carries throughout the novels.
It's especially fun to set a culture and a religion, because our vampires have a religion. Nyx is their goddess, the goddess of night. And to put a heavily matriarchal, pagan with Wiccan influences society right in the middle of the Bible Belt.
Well, we based the House of Night on Cascia Hall here in Tulsa because we love Oklahoma and we love Tulsa and think that it's so beautiful.
We love the way Cascia Hall looks. It looks like a huge castle in the middle of Tulsa. The tunnels under Tulsa they've inspired me since I found out about them. There's lots of legends about them, and it works well with our vampires because it's tunnels and it's night, and that's fabulous. There's so much written about vampires. So I thought naturally our vampires are based on biology. And then from there, we mix in our own mythology and magic.
In our new novel, Untamed, there are a different breed of vampires, or they're red vampires, and they have different kind of powers.
Yeah, and it's interesting with the top secret red vampires. They have to choose their humanity, and they have to keep making a choice for humanity, or they can fall back into the more stereotypical and more animalistic, the vampiric part of vampires. It's a good and evil struggle within them all the time.
And it's really cool. So check out The House of Night.
Our latest release is Untamed. We scared our own selves writing it.